Hello, everybody. Let's get back at it again as we discuss one of the featured matchups at UFC 298, where we have Robert Whittaker taking on Paulo Costa in what should be a action-packed bout for as long as it lasts. Robert Whittaker is going to look to come in here, be tactical inside of the larger octagon where he has 30% more space to maneuver. Paulo Costa, what are we getting out of him? He's been a bit of an enigma over the past few years, and you watch both of these fighters. They have a common opponent in Yoel Romero, and I ask of you, how much damage has Robert Whittaker taken to this point in his career? We've seen some chinks in his armor in the past, and look no further than his last matchup against Dricus du Plessis, where he was systematically dismantled, and that came as a shock to many folks. We've seen Robert Whittaker face marauders in the past. He took out Marvin Vittori, and we've seen the Gastelum fight. There have been others where Robert Whittaker, tactician, solid wrestling, great takedown defense. The will to win is, it's incredible to see. It isn't often matched, the will to win that Robert Whittaker has shown, especially the second bout versus Romero. And you have to wonder, how much has that taken out of Robert Whittaker? And on the Paulo Costa side, he's had his opportunities. He's had many opportunities. You wonder what's gone on inside here, especially the fight against Vittori, where he basically neglected a weight cut and just did what he wanted to do, made that a very competitive fight. You can see that Paulo Costa is extremely talented. And when hard work meets talent, great things usually happen. Now, he was supposed to take on Khamzat Chimaev. That fight never came to fruition. We saw what his elbow looked like. And in this matchup, you see Paulo Costa, the younger fighter, taking much less damage. His physique has changed dramatically. The way he's able to transform his physique in a short amount of time. I'm not going to speculate about performance-enhancing drugs, but you got to wonder, how is he able to do this? Is it the secret juice? Is that what's helping him? Look at the odds here, minus 250 on the side of Robert Whittaker. I believe that is too wide, in my professional opinion. Paulo Costa has the ability to trade in the pocket. The footwork is going to be a huge component of this fight, and I'm concerned that if Robert Whittaker gets stung by a punch, he could get dropped by a jab, by a hook, by a body kick. There have been a number of situations where Robert Whittaker has been tested, and he's come out the other side most of the time victorious, but your body can only last so long. And in this spot, look at Paulo Costa. Look at those odds, plus 198. I know there's only a 1-inch reach advantage for Whittaker here. And those 7 losses that Whittaker sustained, you also have to consider the damage that he's taken in those wins. Now, my betting history on these specific fighters, you look at some of the plays that I've made. Robert Whittaker to beat Yoel Romero at minus 115. How about this one? Paulo Costa to defeat Johnny Hendricks. I risked 1 unit at minus 185. Was that value? But then you watch the other fights here. Paulo Costa taking on Uriah Hall, minus 250. Paulo Costa to defeat Yoel Romero, plus 140. And look up and down here. Now, I did make a mistake. The Paulo Costa fight against Israel Adesanya, I did place a wager on Paulo Costa in that matchup, and we saw that the striking acumen of Israel Adesanya was simply too much. When he's facing a marauder in Paulo Costa, and was able to almost look like he was in the Matrix at times, Israel Adesanya there. Now, can Robert Whittaker pull that off? Yes, possibly. Possibly he could. And I do understand why folks are picking Robert Whittaker, but my pick here is going to be Paulo Costa. I think that he has the fight, he has the ability to not only make this fight competitive and close. It's only 3 rounds, not a 5-round matchup. And the last fight that Robert Whittaker was in, I mean, people talk recency bias, but Drickus was able to work him over pretty damn good. And how many times can Robert Whittaker go back to the well? I see this being a very competitive matchup until Paulo Costa lands a multiple strikes, and if he's able to pin Robert Whittaker in a corner and unload on him, that's a very difficult task to accomplish, because Whittaker's his fight IQ is so high. That's the key component here. I think that I will say this, there is value on Paulo Costa. I will be picking him to win this fight. I think you can hunt around and get it over plus 200 odds at certain books, but this would be a small play if I end up pulling the trigger on it. I haven't officially placed a wager on this specific matchup. I do want to see if this fight ends up coming to fruition, if these fighters end up making it to the scales, because we've seen Whittaker pull out in past fights. We've also seen Paulo Costa kind of make his own rules. So the pick is going to be Paulo Costa here. And I think that we are in for a matchup that is going to leave the folks in the Honda Center on their feet. So thanks for tuning in, folks. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and liking the video, leaving a comment down below, that's a big help for us. And look out for more betting breakdowns in the near future. You can see my track record at betmma.tips in the description. Up well over 100 units, and picking my spots here one fight at a time. But I think if you are going to pull the trigger on Paulo Costa, make it something like a half unit play wrist. Let's see how this plays out at the weigh-ins on the scales. I want to see how seriously these fighters have taken it. And then also, let's get ready to compete inside of the octagon. Go get what's yours, my friends. Have a phenomenal day as you embark on this mission. Let's go.